to deep dive about, let's say, your past, your background, but since the beginning. So what is a memory that you have associated to fashion and luxury? Because you have important experience in this kind of, in this industry. So I would like to know from you how everything started. What made you fell in love with this?
It's an interesting story because actually I grew up never thinking about fashion, to be very honest. I always thought about cosmetics. Maybe because I don't know, my mother loved them, and so I would always open the cabinet and take things from there. So I always had, I don't know, like L'Oreal or these kind of brands in my head. But what happened is that I studied in London, and I really clicked with an Italian crowd. And we ended up living with different people because you share flats in London, given the cost. And after 4 years in London living with Italians, I thought it would be a good idea to actually move to Italy when I finished my studies, because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And but with a business background, I moved to Milan rather than Rome. And actually, it's basically like walking around. I mean, when you're in Milan, even at that time, I mean, fashion was already strong. There was less internationalization of brands, but the Italian brands were really present. And actually, I wanted to start in consulting because of my business degree. And I basically knocked on the door of Pan Bianco.
Amazing.
And it all started from there because they were experts in the industry, and that's why I discovered everything. So
I'm really curious also to know a sneak peek from you about the world of fashion, of creativity. What do you think might be the biggest trends in the next months and years, and what do you think that fashion brands should be focused on in order to be more creative, be innovative in this area?
Very
broad. But
very, very broad. I think, there's one huge trend that's happening now is that you really have the mega giga brands on the one side, and the others all seem like, tiny little players, and so it makes it, more and more difficult to stand out. Costly as well, because we've developed so many means of communication, to be present everywhere is difficult. So I think it's becoming, I don't know, maybe more and more important to really know who you're talking to. To be relevant to the crowd you want to be reaching, and to bring something new, something innovative, something that stems from your own creativity, but really that will speak and be relevant to your audience. I think really knowing who your audience is kind of the key to then target the way you're going to be speaking to them, and therefore not spread yourself out too much and lose maybe in the strength of your message, and lose also in terms of how much it's going to cost to speak. So I think that's something important that's making it maybe harder to emerge, but those who really are clear, I think have more than a great chance. I mean, you see new brands every day,
they will stand out. I agree. And also listening to this tip, let's say I have in mind, for example, being relevant, consistent with collaboration, something that is a topic coming many times. For example, when I hear or see advertising campaigns by High Nobiety, for example, is saying, okay, you need to stay relevant with new audiences, Gen Z generation. So amazing. We are at Istituto Marangoni in Paris, so we are surrounded by students from all over the world that would like to join the revolution that we are seeing in fashion and luxury, be let's say the protagonist of this adventure. What kind of suggestion of tip would you give to a student if you have it in front of you?
I think never stop dreaming, you know, and if you have something you want to reach, you know, fight for it. Okay. And never give up. I think really never give up. I think that's one of the strongest things you can tell somebody. You know, it's very easy to listen to people around you who are always gonna find ways to tell you that, you know, it's not right. It's not. If you have a dream, go for it. You know, okay. And shoot for the stars. You know, you see where you get to, but be convinced and go for it.